We're looking for people who are graphic engine game developers, system game engine developers. We're looking for engineers who want to look at more from a technical account manager role, working with third-party dev studios to help them do a better job of developing games on our platform. We're also looking for the really hardcore, low-level developers. It has to do with either video codecs, audio DSP work, graphic engineering from a tools perspective, a UI perspective, a compiler perspective, as well as just general web and mobile app development. So what we do is we put him through a full day of technical interviews. These interviews include coding, doing sample coding on the whiteboards, and this is to understand the basic foundation which an engineer has for coding standards. Then from there, we break it down into the projects that they've done, and we present technical issues that we face right now in some of our projects to get an assessment of what's the breadth of their experience dealing with various different technical things. And what we find that engineers mess up on is that the mind moves faster than the hand, and so they need to think out loud. And if they think out loud, then we understand their think patterns, no matter if their hand's slowing down. And so there we can say, okay, you know what? Even though the person may have syntax errors in their sample coding, we know that conceptually because we heard them think out loud that they understand what we're talking about. The worst case they can do is make up answers. If you don't know something, just say you don't know it. If you understand it conceptually, say, you know what, I understand conceptually and here's what I know about it. Also come in with some basic knowledge of what we're doing. Understand our platform. Understand who we are. And I think overall, show a great interest, and don't be afraid to be very detailed in what you do. A lot of engineers will just come in and say, well, you know what, you called me in, and here I am, so you tell me. It's a mutual thing, right? You have to, we want you to interview us, but we also need to understand where your passions are, and don't be afraid to give us the breadth of experience, because we're going to look at not only what you've done, we're going to look at your full potential. So if you're going to come in and act a little cocky and not really show us your passion, then we don't know your potential, and no matter how good you are, we're going to decline you, because we want people who are passionate about about what they're doing, understand what they're doing, and are a team player. From a cultural fit perspective, we understand there's a stigmatism, right? That engineers are quiet, they're nerdy, they're less observed. But what we find with success is that you have these engineers who come in and they're very passionate about what they do, and they get excited. And we don't want know-it-alls. If you're a know-it-all, that's a bad cultural fit. We want somebody also who is passionate about gaming, and we don't care what it is. We prefer the PlayStation platform, but the sense that you understand what gaming is all about. You don't have to be working in our industry, but the fact that you play games and you have that passionate aspect about that. Also, somebody who has good presentation skills. And what we mean by that is you can talk about what you do. We've had many engineers that will come in, they're great over the phone, but when they come in, they can't really explain in detail what their products are and what they've done. So they close down, and we're looking at them and we're trying to feed them answers, trying to open up. And a lot of times we'll decline them based upon that.